So in today's video, I'm going to be going over which teams have overachieved expectations or underachieved expectations this year. And as for expectations go, these were my personal expectations for these teams. At the beginning of the season around March, I made this video kind of tier ranking them and kind of saying my predictions for where they're going to be in division wise. And now here we are after the All-Star break, just before they're about to start playing games again. Let's see how they're doing mid-season. So yeah, and this is the final stretch before, not the final stretch, but this is now gonna be the stretch where okay, games really matter now, and they're gonna have to lock in before the postseason begins. So yeah, we're gonna go division by division to see how they do. Starting off with the American League East. Let's go bottom to top. Let's start off with the Blue Jays. Definitely not where I had them at the beginning of the year. I would have assumed they would be at least second or first at the beginning of the year, considering they were at the highest of highs last year against the Los Angeles Dodgers. Game 7 of the World Series, probably one of the greatest World Series I've ever seen in my life, only because I've been watching for 10 years. But yeah, it was really fun to watch there. And now this year, it's really surprising to see them just fall down like this. Did not expect them to be this low, especially last in the division, 45-51, a losing record as well. So pretty interesting to see there. They're on a losing streak at the moment, but yeah, can they? It's a very slim chance they get into the postseason as well. They're 12 games behind. That was definitely not where I saw them at the beginning of the year. So yeah, moving on to the Orioles. Orioles, kind of where I saw them being. I didn't really see them doing much this year. They got Pete Alonso, which I think is a pretty good addition, but other than that, really nothing much to really build buildings like in a day for the Orioles. Kind of where I had them being 46-51. Same thing for the Red Sox too, but I wouldn't count the Red Sox just yet. 9 straight wins, and I think I saw a graphic in the All-Star game. They've been 14-2 since June 25th. So what a historic, or not historic, but what a stretch they've been having. I wouldn't got them up for a wild card spot just yet. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. 9 straight wins and a 14-2 record since June 25th. I would keep an eye on the Red Sox for now because they've been doing pretty well. As for the Yankees, I kind of had them being in this spot, but they have lost Aaron Judge for the year, which I think kind of impacts their offense. I haven't really seen many Yankees games this year, but I do know losing Judge is a really not the greatest for that offense, but not doing too bad. Another over 500, 54-42, second in their division. I'm pretty sure they're in a wild card spot as of now. That yes, they are. So good to know for the Yankees. And for the Rays, they're leading their division. I think they have the best record in the American League. They actually do, which is pretty surprising. 56-38. I did not see the Rays being this good. I would have anticipated at the top their ceiling would be a wild card spot. I did not expect division lead. And now midseason, I'm thinking the Rays are gonna have a shot at the ALCS, which honestly for the Rays for how they were last year, I think that's a big step up. So yeah, for the Rays, I'm doing pretty riding high on them right now. Yes, they lost their last game, but not that bad. They were, I think, in June, around June, July. June to July, they were on a really good win streak, around 10 straight wins. And Caminero was slugging. I think there was 10 straight games where he had home runs, and there was one game where he hit 3 at the same game. That was when they were facing the Royals. I remember streaming that game. He hit 3 home runs in that game, which is pretty insane. Rays have been on a hot streak. They will definitely be a championship, in my opinion. So, yeah, let's move on to the next division in the American League. All right, moving on to the American League Central, you got the White Sox, Guardians, Twins, Tigers, and Royals. Starting off with the Royals, kind of where I expected them. I didn't really think they were going to go that far this year. So, yeah, nothing really much to say there. Tigers, they were an ALDS team, but once they did a certain dance, that's when they started choking to the Mariners. I'm just kidding. It's probably coincidence. I'm not kidding, but I'm kidding at the same time. But damn, dude, quite the step down. They had a really good season last year. They had a really bad exit to the regular season though. Like the final games of the regular season were kind of iffy, and then they got into the ALDS, and it was pretty fun. But then they just choked it away to the Mariners, which a little concerning, and they haven't really been the same since. They're 44-52, 6.5 behind the wild card stretch. Definitely not where how I had them being at the start of the year. Wow. So yeah, moving on to the Twins now. Kind of where I think they would be. I thought they would have been at least over 500 by this time of the year, like 49-48 or 50-47. I have no idea, but around there. They're not even that far behind. They're not even that far behind. Chicago has 50 wins. They have 48. So this AL Central race could really be determined with these three teams, and it could get pretty exciting as we head towards September. Well, we're in July right now, so yeah. But it could get pretty exciting as we head towards then, so I would keep an eye on this division. For the Guardians, 51 wins. And 51 and 46, kind of where I had them being. But I had them leading the division, and I had the White Sox being the worst in this division. Did not think the White Sox would be, first of all, over 500 and the best team in the AL Central. I think they're the second best team in the American... No, yeah. They're the second best team in the American League right now, which is pretty insane to think about. I had the White Sox winning, only 70 games this year, which is insane. How insane they've come. They're leading the division. Pretty proud of the White Sox. Let's see how this race comes down, because I think it could get pretty exciting as we hit towards the postseason. So keep an eye for this one. So let's move on to the final division in the AL, in the American League. Oh boy, we're here at the American League West now, leading the division. My team, or they were my team. I don't root for any team in baseball anymore. The Rangers. But let's talk about the Angels real quick. Pretty much where I had them being. They are the NPCs of the entire league, so I'm not too surprised there. And the Athletics, fourth worst in that division. Or fourth best, sorry. But, alright, that's pretty interesting there. I had the Athletics doing, honestly, not that bad. I thought they would be just below 500 as we would head towards the postseason. They're 41 and 55 right now, and they're 8 games back. They have lost 9 in a row, which is a little concerning. Athletics, I mean, they started off the season pretty okay, not that bad. Not that far behind the postseason, but now they've lost 9 straight. It's been a rough summer for them so far. Yeah, it's unfortunate for the Athletics, really. I thought they would do okay, but it hasn't been the greatest month for them. And for the Astros, kind of where I had them being. Actually, a little bit. I thought they would be at 500, exactly at 500. Not postseason material, but I thought they would be around there. But like the American League Central, this division is kind of wide open as well. You have the Mariners who are 48 and 49. Did not think they were going to be there. I thought they would have at least 50 to 55 wins by now. And the Rangers, who are barely hanging on, over 500. So, yeah, this division, it comes down to either this or the AL Central, which is the most wide open right now. So, yeah, expect those two divisions to be must-watch come September. So, we'll see. But for now, yeah, let's move on to the National League. Moving on to the National League, you got the National League Eastern Division led by the Atlanta Braves and the worst team being the New York Mets. Let's start with the Mets there. Damn, I did not think they were going to be that bad. I knew trading Alonso would affect them a lot, but didn't think it was going to be this bad. I thought the Mets were going to be at least below 500, so this is going to be an underachievement for the Mets right here. They had a really ugly losing streak at the beginning of the year, too, but now that's mostly gone, but they haven't really improved since then. They're currently on a 3-game losing streak right now, and they're 16 games out of the playoff race, so yeah, underachievement for sure for the Mets. For the Nationals, this is exactly where I thought they would be, so I'm going to give myself a little pat on the back right now. Ow. But, yeah, not doing too bad, but, yeah, they're 8 games behind in the wild card race right now, so they're going to have to be more consistent. They're also on a 3-game losing streak as of now, so we'll see how they do come September. As for the Marlins, they're doing a lot better, but they're also on a 3-game losing streak as well. They had an insane month of June. I don't even think they lost many games. I think the maximum they lost in June was, I think, 5 games. They did amazingly well, but as soon as July started, they lost immediately to the Rockies, and they've been pretty rocky since then, so... Rockies. I'm kidding. But, yeah, they're still on a winning record. There's only 4 games behind. I feel like the Marlins, they still are... I think they could be a very dangerous team coming to September. They had a really good breakout month in June, like I just mentioned. So, I would keep an eye on the Braves. Same with the Phillies, exactly where I thought they'd be. 54 and 43, just behind the Braves. The Braves, I thought they would improve this year, but I didn't think they were going to be leading the division. Once they actually had the best record on the league. They've taken a little bit of a detour since then, but not too bad. They're still division leaders, and I think they are going to win the division. For the Braves, they've overachieved expectations, at least in my opinion. So, yeah, but that's the National League East. Let's move on to the Central. I think in terms of predictions, I think this is probably the most accurate one I have. Just swap the Pirates and the Reds and you're fine. The Reds were a wild card team last year. They got swept by the Dodgers, yeah, but they were a perfectly fine and reliable wild card team. It's just, damn, this season has been such a downgrade for them. 43 and 52, they're 15 and a half games behind. Underachievement for the Reds. For the Pirates, damn, over 500, hell yeah. They're just behind the Cardinals. They're 9.5 games behind the Brewers, which the Brewers are just pulling away at that point. But for the Pirates, did not think they would have a winning record. Honestly, I think they would finish. I thought they were going to finish just below 500. They're above right now, which I think is pretty cool to see there. Pretty good season for the Pirates, but they're going to have to really lock in if they want to catch the Brewers. Same goes for the Cardinals, 8.5 games behind. I think for the most, the Cardinals and Pirates would be wild card spots because I don't think anyone's catching the Brewers anytime soon. So the Cardinals, exactly where I thought they would be. Cubs, same thing, exactly where I thought they would be. Only 5 games back. They have a chance to win, but it could be a long shot. And for the Brewers, this is exactly where I thought they would be. Like I said, this is the most accurate division I probably have at this point. So, yeah, it's pretty much it there. Pretty much it. So let's move on to the final division in Major League Baseball. And finally, the National League West, the Dodgers have this division on lockdown. Oh my gosh, man, this is crazy. Rockies, this is exactly how I thought they would do. Now, it's better than 9 and 50, so I'll give them that, but it's exactly how I thought they would do. 22.5 games back, just eliminated them at that point. The Giants, damn. At the beginning of the year, at opening night actually, because there was opening night instead this year for the Yankees and Giants. I thought the Giants might be a good sneaky dark horse wild card team this year. Not even close to that. They're 41 and 55, 19.5 games back. That's depressing there. The Padres, they had a really rough losing streak at some point I think in June. I'm not too sure if it was the Padres or Giants who had a really bad losing streak. I was one of them, I know that. But the Padres, damn, they were a little bit rough to watch in the month of June. I think it was them, I'm pretty sure. Because I remember they had a good winning record and now they're barely at 500. So that's a little concerning there, but they're on the right track now. They have 2 straight wins. So yeah, and as for the Diamondbacks, 49 and 47, exactly where I thought they'd be this year. Not in second place, yeah, but about the record I would have predicted back in March. And for the Dodgers, yeah, you know it. They're top of the division. They already smoked this entire division. They're ahead by almost 12 games. That's crazy there. So, yeah. Yeah, that's about it there. So that's going to do it for this video. Thank you for watching, and have a good day. I'm hoping I did this video pretty well. I don't do many NBA and MLB baseball videos, basketball and baseball videos that often, but I'm trying to do some more. I'm trying to cover most of the sports I can, so hopefully this was good enough, I guess. So, all right, so now here's a little bit of a bonus clip right here. My hand is bloody. What happened? Oh my god, I just noticed that right now. But here are what the playoffs or the postseason would look like if the season ended today. You would have the Mariners and the Rangers. I would get the Rangers and Rangers sweep there. Split these two, but give me the Yankees. Braves into Phillies into. So yeah, that's that there. Now here's the hypothetical division series. Yankees and Rays. Give me the Rays in 5. Give me the White Sox in 5, actually. Underdogs there. Damn, Rays and White Sox ALCS will go so hard. That's literally what I'm predicting if the season ends today. Dodgers, Phillies. Dodgers in 5. I think every game could go into 5. And, yeah, Brewers in 5. No, yeah, Brewers in 5. I realize. I think every game is going to go to 5 if it holds up. If everything holds up. And we're going to have a rematch of the NLCS. Let's go NLCS first. Unfortunately, I'm picking the Dodgers in 6. And I'm picking the Rays in 6 as well. Why not? So, yeah, maybe not in 5. The White Sox aren't the greatest team, so yeah. So give me Rays in 5. So this will be, so this will be the what's it called? This will be the what is it called? The rematch of the 2020 World Series, and I think the Dodgers are going to take it home again, honestly. I don't really see anything else happening. Let's do the randomizer picks. The Rays, nice, if only. But, yeah, these are, if you want the site, it's playoffpredictors.com, but, yeah, I think that's about it for now. So, yeah, now the video is actually done. This is a little bonus clip to play around with this website. So, yeah, but that's going to be it for this one. Thank you for watching, and have a good night. Goodbye.